Oh, what have you still got those collagen gummies?
Oh yeah.
Can I have one?
Oh yeah, can I have one of those puppies? Can we get sponsored by them?
What are those?
Oh my god.
Sea moss.
I smell a bit fruity.
Skin, immune and support energy.
Oh,
They taste nice.
I'm not sure about that one. No, interesting.
Oh, they look horrible.
They've got quite a bizarre sort of texture.
I don't want to
Eat it
that.
now.
Fucking hell. Welcome back to another episode of Private Parts Podcast with me, Tom Lucy.
And me, Liv Bentley.
This
is the podcast where nothing is off limits.
Each week, we will read the most intimate and sordid details of our lives from our diaries. How are you not off book by now?
Because when we read these, I am meant to start it. So then I just get confused, Tom, to be totally honest
It
with
is
you.
confusing, isn't it? Yeah. It's a lot
I still don't know the email address
it's
either.
a lot to contact at privatepartspodcast.com.
Listen,
I could say that in my sleep.
You essentially did this for a living, didn't you? Practicing scripts and things.
What?
Didn't you learn to read things? I mean, I know how to read, but as in oh fucking hell, let's
What do
just
you mean,
move
I
on.
read for a living?
Well, no, but you you like recite things a lot, so you
Do
probably
I?
read. Yeah, you would do, wouldn't you?
Would I?
Yeah, in your line of work.
Okay.
Write all your jokes, amend them, then say them later on stage.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Writing.
Yeah, what did you think I meant?
I don't know. No, I do writing. Yeah, you're right. So I can write and read. Yeah. Whereas you can just write.
Let's get it. Let's talk about our diaries, Dick. And I know how to read and write. I just don't do it
You've got a
often.
great energy today. I like this.
It's
a
because I'm not
good
hungover.
energy.
I've done a week sober.
Wow.
And I'm
Can we
drinking
get a round of applause
tonight.
in the room for that? That is... Wow. Keep that going. That is fantastic.
I'll
and
ruin
you're
it.
glowing. Look at you.
Thanks.
Cardigan. You're in chunky knitwear.
I love winter. I love winter. I hate summer.
God, you're really firing today. These opinions. What do you mean you hate
I just
summer?
don't. I'm not a big fan of summer, especially in the UK. I like going away, obviously.
Obviously.
But I really like when it rains. I really like the cold.
Sort of like melancholy.
Yeah.
England, grey, miserable, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm with you, actually. I think if I lived in a country where it was just beautiful all the time,
I think
I'd
you
miss
could
the
get
misery.
over it. But I think London in winter is it's everything. I just love everything about it. It's a lot. I think it's a lot prettier. Like when Christmas.
So what are you going to get? Are you one of those people who has like a winter wardrobe and a summer wardrobe? Are you going to move the summer wardrobe into the loft to get the winter wardrobe
I
up?
actually need to do that. I move it under my bed. I've had those beds that and you
Up, they go up.
store all your crap under that. Yeah,
You got one of those?
got one of those puppies.
Things are going pretty well.
But things are going well. But yeah, what about your winter wardrobe? Actually, you're not wearing gym gear today.
I know. I've normally come here wearing some sort of active wear, leisure wear, athleisure, I think they
I
call
hate
it.
that word athleisure.
In America.
It sounds really horrible.
Athleisure. But today I'm not wearing athleisure. No, you're right. Because it's winter. Everything stops. Everything stops.
It has got a bit darker and greyer. So we need to keep this light.
So
and
how has
funny.
your week been, Liv?
Mine's been good. I haven't done a lot. No, I have done a lot. Just been doing JOMO and staying sober. So yeah, gripping stuff.
Gripping things.
Yeah.
It is Friday the 13th today, which, as we all know, is a spooky, scary day.
Unlucky day.
Bad things happen on Friday the 13th, Liv.
I know, but I'm not hugely superstitious, if I'm totally honest.
No?
No.
You strike me as someone who might be into like sort of...
No, the only thing I do, which some idiot got me into years ago, is the 3 drains. Can't walk on the 3 drains. To the point I pushed my mother into moving traffic because I nearly fell onto 3 of them. It was awful.
What, this is where you can't walk
You can't
over
walk on the 3 drains. Wow. Everything else is fine. Walk under a ladder, sure, run under the...
Oh, that's a big one. Walk under a ladder, yeah.
That doesn't bother me.
Somebody said to me the other day that we were walking and a black cat ran across the road. That's meant to be
Did anything unlucky happen that day,
bad
though?
luck. No, nothing bad happened that day, no. But that's meant to be bad luck, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
And the
what-
3 drains is also meant to be bad luck?
Yeah,
So you've always avoided 3 drains?
yeah.
Okay. Well, it's worked for you, isn't it? Nothing that bad's happened to you.
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other niche ones there are.
It's mainly...
But Friday the 13th is quite a big one. Because also, on, we said this earlier, but on aeroplanes, some aeroplanes don't have aisle 13. That is next level superstition, isn't it?
not to have aisle 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is scary. And some apartment buildings in America won't have a 13th floor. That's another thing as well.
It's a bit much.
It's a bit much. Do you have a lucky number?
7.
7. Why 7?
It's got 7 members of my family.
Really?
What do you mean?
I thought you were going to say because it was David Beckham's number when he played for England.
Do I look like the type who would have known that?
No, but I would have been really impressed if that was the reason.
What's your lucky number?
10.
Why?
I don't know, I just like it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a good number, 10.
Absolutely no reason for that.
10. There's 4 people in my family, so it should be 4 by your rules. So how much does the number 7 play a part in your life?
Well, it doesn't really.
No?
No. I mean, if I was going to get a lottery ticket, I'd choose number 7. And that's about it, really. That is
So you're not massively superstitious?
No.
Have you ever seen, like, when you watch tennis players sometimes,
Oh, and they have this full routine on.
loads of superstitions that they have to do?
But a lot of A lot of footballers do that with their socks. They have to do the same, like the left foot first and the right.
Yeah.
I'm not just footballers, but I'm sure a lot of sportsmen probably do that.
Did you have anything before you would film Made in Chelsea that you had to do? Like, I don't know, drink or
Put my
something?
underwear on, have a drink. No, I didn't actually. It got to the point at one
Could
point
that
it did.
be classed as superstition?
I'm trying to think of anything weird that I do.
Are you a creature of habit? Do you like wake up at the same time every day?
Yeah, I
Have
quite
the same thing for breakfast every day? Are you
a cigarette. Yeah,
Okay.
with a coffee. That's my breakfast. Leap out of bed for that
You're
one.
like one of those sort of friend. You should live in Paris, I think. A cigarette and a black coffee is a very Parisian breakfast.
Yeah, well, mine's a skinny vanilla latte, but yeah. But no, I don't have superstitious things. Mine's
No?
probably more like OCD things.
Okay, you're a bit OCD.
Bit OCD.
So there's nothing that you. So
No,
if you,
I don't have perform any sort of rituals.
No, nothing. You do strike me as somebody who might have.
I mean, when I was a
rituals.
child, I used to do that thing in my head, like, oh, I have to get to that place in 10 steps. Did you ever do anything like that? Actually, no, that's a complete lie. At my old house, I had this weird drain, and every time I walked past it, I had to touch it, otherwise I was going to have a bad day.
What is it with you and drains?
So that was one thing, and then the other one, we had this door that would like swing, and I'd have
Like a
to
door?
run like a door, but like a swinging door, and I used to have to run to the top of the stairs, touch the top step before the door closed, and I did that up until we left. So yeah, maybe I actually am a little bit
But
superstitious.
still, we're learning things.
Listen, everyone has weird little things. You probably have something odd, don't you?
I got loads of shit.
I feel
going
like
on.
you do something before bed that's weird.
Masturbate.
Oh God,
I have loads.
you're
of,
lowering the tone.
I have
actually.
loads of weird shit that
Tell
goes on.
me.
I have to masturbate 6 times a day.
Oh,
That's
fucking
a joke.
bollocks.
That's a joke.
My brother said, actually, no, never mind about that story.
Go on.
He said it was a thing, and I know this is not true, that every, for 1 month of the year, you have to, I think it was November, he said this, you wank once on the 1st, twice on the 2nd, and the whole way through the
What?
month. That's not a thing.
It's not
is
a
it?
thing. What? So when you get to the 30th, you have to do 30 times a day? That's not.
You need
I
a bit
think
of
that's
German
not
for that.
possible.
Is it? No, not November.
Thank you.
Oh, what, you
no,
can't?
not November.
Oh, well then, just do it January. Is that when you would do it?
No, not November.
So that means what, you know nothing, November?
means nothing. November.
So you're busy growing your moustaches for Movember.
I've got one particular friend who I won't say, but he.
Well, tell us his name quickly, we'll bleep it.
You won't know who he is, but he, for some reason, is just obsessed with not even just November. He's just constantly talking about how he's like off masturbating. He's like, it's been 3 months. I feel amazing.
Sorry, he's gone 3 months without a wank.
He has been through phases of his life where he's had like massive
Dry
chunks of,
spells.
yeah, but he's like obsessed with it. He's like the benefits of it are huge.
What are the benefits of it?
So no masturbation is good for physical health, focus and concentration, and mental health.
No-
See,
no
I would say the
masturba-
opposite. Like with Jomo, we say that masturbating is good for your mental health
Well,
and makes you feel great.
what I've just read here says that no masturbation is good for your mental health.
Well, can we not say that because it's tarnishing my brand?
Some say that avoiding masturbation can improve mood, attitude, and sense of self. It can also help reduce stress, improve self-esteem and confidence, and reduce feeling of shame.
Wow.
Could we now Google benefits of masturbating?
There's a lot more pros for masturbation.
Masturbation. I actually prefer the word masturbation to masturbation. I used
Master.
I used to say masturbate.
Master sounds a bit northern, doesn't it? Master.
Masturbate. He's masturbating in the corner.
Masturbation. Master.
You sound like
Is that the
a
difference
teacher.
between northern and southern pronunciation?
She masturbates.
Masturbation. So you're not superstitious because sometimes people don't want to travel on Friday the 13th. They don't want to do things. They worry that bad things are going to happen to their loved ones, relationships. Are you concerned about any of that?
No.
No? You'd happily just do whatever you want?
Yeah. I think it's a bit like
Are you one of
karma,
those
isn't
people
it?
who will like dream something and then assume that that means that something has to change in your life?
No. Although, sorry. Two dreams that apparently are quite common. One with your teeth falling out.
Yeah, I've heard
Have you
about
had that
this.
one? And then the other one, this was horrible. I had this a lot when I was younger, was going to school and I'd be naked and I couldn't put clothes on. I don't know.
What is that meant to mean?
Probably anxiety or something weird. Did you ever have that dream?
No.
It was awful.
I've never had that.
Have you had that, Harry?
No.
Oh.
Dreaming of being naked is a fear of exposure or judgment.
Dreaming of being naked is a fear of exposure or judgment.
Insecurity.
That'll be right.
Well, Olivia the other day had a dream about pulling carrots out of the ground, like picking
Spudding.
Yeah, like picking carrots out of the ground, and we googled what that meant, and apparently that means that you feel like you're being uprooted from your home life.
Well, that's...
But that's not great, is it?
Well, no, didn't you say you wanted to move to LA? So that could be that.
What, the fact that she's dreamt about carrots
Yeah.
means we have to move to LA now?
Yeah, that's a sign.
It is a sign. That should get me a visa, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I had this
I
dream.
don't understand. My girlfriend dreamt about carrots. Give me a green card.
Why I don't know if dreams mean that much, do they?
I went through a phase when I was younger of having to drink orange Lucozade before, like when I first started doing stand-up gigs.
Yeah.
I used to have an orange Lucozade before every single one. And then I was like, this is getting annoying, because I would get to a gig and if I didn't have one, I'd start panicking that I didn't have one, and then I would worry that the gig was going to go really badly.
And
so I was like, I've got to stop doing this because it's going to get out of hand, and I'm gonna have to just break this. So one day I just broke it, and then it was fine.
And the gig went well.
Yeah, but I can completely see how those superstitions
Get
start.
into your head a lot.
Like if you're a sports person and you do something and then you play really well, I can see how you would just think, okay, well, I'll just do that every time, and then I'll play well every time.
Yeah, see, in my day-to-day life, I can't see something that I do that I'd need to, ensure that I do the same thing.
Well,
every day.
it might be as simple as like, first thing in the morning I wake up and I have a cigarette, and if you don't do that in the morning, then you feel slightly. Well, cigarette's a bad example.
It's not a good example.
But maybe like
you're right. Actually, I'm going to start saying that to my sweet boyfriend. Sorry, but it's actually
those people who have like, I don't know, ice baths or that kind of shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're massively superstitious, are you?
No. So we have got a reader message, and this is off the back of last week's sharing fleshlight story.
I remember it well. Still traumatised.
Do you own a fleshlight?
Do I own a?
I feel like actually maybe that's one of your weird
Come on,
superstition things.
do I own a flashlight? I mean, honestly.
Your house sounds worse than mine.
What would I do with a flashlight?
Oh no, never mind. Let's move on to this.
Here we go.
Hey, Liv and Tom. Sorry, Tom, another sex story for you. Something happened to me recently with a Tinder date, and I need you guys to hear it. So I went on a first date with this guy I met on Tinder, and everything was going great. We got a bit drunk, and I then ended up going back to his flat. After a bit of small talk, we started kissing, and it was obviously why we were both there. Things started to heat up quickly when suddenly he stopped and started rummaging around his bedside drawer. I presumed he was trying to get a condom, but to my surprise, he pulled out a vibrator.
Oh my God.
Not a fresh one from a new box. This one had some mileage on it. Ew. A communal vibrator. I was grossed out and obviously said I didn't want to use it. We still had very average sex, but I can't stop thinking about the communal vibrator. Am I right in thinking this is disgusting, or is this a common thing to do? That is fucking rank. You can't share vibrators. It would be like sharing underwear. That is unacceptable. That really is rank. You can't.
A communal vibrator.
Have you... well, actually, sorry. Why does a guy even own one?
Okay, all right. There's a lot of questions coming here. Let's just all relax. So, are we to assume that this was like a boy's house with loads of boys all sharing a vibrator?
No.
Or he's
What
just
he's saying
using
is
a vibrator
he
on
has a vibrator that he's used on multiple women.
Okay.
And boys are slightly unhygienic as it comes, so I highly doubt he would have even cleaned it.
I think if you give it a good wash
What, in the dishwasher?
in the dishwasher, yeah, as
No,
someone I
even
went to school with
worse.
used to do.
That can actually, let me stop you on that for a minute. Why do people wash sex toys in a washing machine?
In
A dishwasher.
Just an easy way of doing it.
That's
I think there's a
so
slight,
feral. Do you
there's a
put your
slight
plates in there with it?
There's a social stigma, I think, to hand washing a dildo in front of other people. I think it's easier to pop it in a dishwasher and
I really disagree on
nice
that.
high heat wash. Fine. Pop it out. Great. I think her issue is more that it looked a bit dirty, but if it came out and it looked, all clean and nice, what's the issue with that?
It just isn't right, I don't think.
If he made you a drink and he brought the glass over, you
right.
wouldn't go, other women have drank from that glass. I'm not
Yeah,
doing...
their
the same
mouth,
thing.
not down there. Okay, right. Say Olivia. Okay, fine. Say Olivia.
Yeah.
We're going to make this about you. Say Olivia had a vibrator that she'd used with her boyfriend in the past and then brought it into this relationship. And she was like, I used to use this with my ex and I'm going to use it with you. Well, you'd be a bit like,
yeah, fine, it's all right.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's fine. You're going, I'm going to hit you with it.
Fine. It'd be absolutely fine. Yeah. Why not?
Bollocks. I don't
Be
believe for a
fine.
second.
It'd be absolutely fine. I like the idea of a vibrator in a drawer next to the bed. I think that's really terrifying. I actually once opened my friend's bedside drawer and it was just full of cash, just like loads and loads of cash, which is arguably more terrifying than a dildo in a drawer.
Finding other people's sex toys is a little odd, though.
Cash on one side and a vibrator on the other side. That's a scary bedroom.
It's quite high end, actually.
Just a drawer full of cash. You'd
Well,
like that.
When I was younger, we had a housekeeper
Oh,
who confiscated
nice,
our
another
phones.
nice relatable story.
No, it's just, I'm one of 5 fucking children, all right? My poor mother couldn't do it alone. Anyway, she confiscated our phones. We were like 13. And she then went out, so me and my sister snuck into her bedroom to go and try and find these phones. Open one of the drawers. I've never seen a dildo like it. And bearing in mind, I'd
Stop,
never
what?
seen any before. This thing was enormous. So my sister put a rubber glove on,
Obviously not modelled on your
runs
dad,
downstairs into the garden to show my dad. Goes, what is this? This thing was like flapping around.
What?
It was honestly so intense. My dad didn't know what the fuck to say.
What, it was a
he
big-
was even speechless.
It was a big floppy thing
It was huge.
in your mum's bedside drawer.
In the housekeeper's bedside drawer.
Fucking hell. Who was your housekeeper?
Sweet woman.
So what's
But finding other people's sex toys is a sort of niche. That's why using someone else's is very odd.
Do you think that it's quite intense the first time you have sex with someone to bring out toys and straps? And,
Straps?
well, like to get all the equipment out on the first time.
What do you
That
mean
feels-
all the equipment?
That feels like a sort of a bit further down the line. You open your trunk and you get all your stuff out.
Might scare them. Well, no,
It
we
feels
talk,
like an intense thing to do on the first time you sleep together.
but I
Be
think
like, oh, wait there, let me just go to the loft and get my trunk down. So what's the advice?
don't fucking show your vibrators.
So what's he meant to have, like a new one for every girl that comes around? It gets expensive. Like open, you don't want to see the packaging being opened for the first time.
Well, at least pretend it was new.
that
maybe.
slows the process down.
I don't know. I just like, okay, what do you own that you just couldn't see yourself sharing?
What do I own that I wouldn't want to share?
Do you share your toothbrush with people?
Yeah.
Rank.
Well, I say with people, with Olivia,
Okay, maybe that's all right.
not with random people.
Probably a toothbrush.
Bed. I'd share my bed with like a male friend if he had to sleep somewhere and we both were like, let's just get in bed
Let's
together.
just top and tail.
Take your clothes off. It's fine. Both went to boarding school. It's not a big deal.
I don't know. I don't.
You're not a sharer though, are you?
I am just not of personal belongings.
In terms of strange equipment that people have brought out on dates, has anything like that ever happened to you? Well, you've got back to someone's house and you've realised actually you shouldn't have gone back to their house.
Something did happen to me once, actually. I don't know if I can say it though.
That means you have to say it.
No, I don't know. It is a bit
Come on,
much.
say it.
And also,
If you don't want to keep it, we'll cut it out. But just tell us.
I went back to someone's house once, and I was obviously a bit drunk. They wanted to do something rather odd with a water bottle, and
I'm so happy
I
asked this
grabbed
question.
my clothes and legged it in my bra and underwear down the Fulham Road, carrying my clothes in my heels because I was so shocked. And so yeah, it was a
Wow.
very strange evening.
Wow.
I've
Wow.
learned not to go back with randoms. It wasn't that water bottle.
Water. Is that the big one you bring around with you?
It was similar to that.
You literally ran down the Fulham Road in your underwear.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't get home quick enough.
Wow.
Weirdly, it was the same night the night, I said about when I nearly got arrested.
Oh,
It was
that's
a
that
big night that night.
That was a big night
That
for
was a
you.
really big night. Yeah, it was that night.
Wow.
So there are certain roads
A
in Fulham I
water
don't go
bottle?
down. Yeah, I'll let you
Water bottle.
use your imagination for that one.
Hmm.
Anything odd happen to you?
I have had. I'm trying to think if anything has been worse than that. Well, I don't know if this is. I'm trying to work out whether this is an appropriate story to tell.
I've just told something highly inappropriate, so I think you're fine.
I had an issue once. But
Oh,
actually,
your banjo?
Yeah, I told you this story.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, but it
we
got
can
stuck.
tell the listeners.
I actually don't know if I want to tell that on the
to
podcast.
say it. I think a lot of guys have snapped their banjo.
No, I didn't snap it. That's not what happened.
What happened?
It just got stuck.
In her?
No, not in her. Like it got caught.
Oh, caught back.
Yeah. So that was quite stressful. We had to deal with that. Well, I had to deal with that.
Painful for you.
Really painful.
Emotionally and physically.
Emotionally, really painful. So, things happen all the time.
Yeah.
We're all just muddling through life, aren't we?
With our banjos and water bottles.
Banjos and water bottles, good name for an album.
Okay, what's happened? What have you been doing this week?
I had quite a big week in terms of relationships. My parents met Olivia's parents for the first time this week, which I didn't really think was a big deal, but everyone I've told was like, wow, that's a big deal.
It is quite a big deal.
But I didn't, in my head, think this is a big, scary thing. But everyone I've said that to is like, fucking hell, what, are you getting married or something?
It is quite intense.
Do you think?
What do they think? They like? Do they
all
like
got
each
really
other?
well. It was great.
What did you do? Go for dinner?
Yeah, went for dinner.
I'm trying to think. Maybe I think it is
Is
quite
that weird?
No, I think that's good, but I think it is quite full on.
Do you think? Because I didn't plan it like a big intense thing. I just thought
It's probably better that way. The more you dramatise
I just thought that would be quite a nice thing to do, won't it? And it was fine.
Well, that's good.
Do you think that? I mean, fucking hell, the rate you're moving with Stephen, Jesus.
I would love his mum to.
I'm sure they've already met, have they?
Not yet.
Is that going to happen soon?
Also, we can't actually. I don't know if we can keep calling him Stephen because I worry.
Can we say his name
No,
now?
no, but I've accidentally said that in real life away from this podcast.
To him?
No, to other people. I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm Stephen."
Stephen. Do people think it's Stephen Bartlett?
No, he's too
Wouldn't
young.
that be the reveal of the century? Stephen Bartlett. I wonder why you were carrying so much Huel.
Oh, sorry.
Wandering around. So that happened this week, which was really nice actually. Little parent meet.
Do you think they would hang out without you guys?
Yeah, I think they would.
That's quite nice.
Yeah.
And has your sister
My
met?
mum, not my mum, Olivia's mum had some questions about cars that my dad answered. Nice classic chat. She said, I've got a question about PCP finance payments that I want to ask your dad about. I was like, he's your man. He's absolutely going to love that conversation. No, it was really nice actually. It was really nice.
Well, that's good. I'm happy for you.
Have you had, of all of your ex-boyfriends' parents met your parents?
No, one of them, Digby's parents, met my parents.
Diggers? JCB?
JCB. They came over, my parents went for lunch at Digby's parents' house, yeah.
And
But
how did that go?
yeah, it was good. It was good.
Wow.
I would actually be excited for my parents to meet, like,
Ooh. Fucking hell, the tension in the room right now.
Shut up.
Yeah, okay. So that'll be good. They'll meet at some point.
Yep.
It's quite weird when your parents meet your partner's parents because you sort of adopt, like you feel like you're in charge of like making sure it all goes well. So
yeah, because
like,
it's a lot of pressure.
So
and then if they suddenly don't like each other, you're just a bit like, oh.
So you're like sort of trying to start. You're like, oh, this is so and so. I think that you both went to Greece last summer, so you might want to chat about
Please
that.
tell me you didn't do that.
Trying to make sure it all goes. I believe that there's a talk about cars that might want to happen here. I did sort of turn into like a waiter. I was sort of getting them drinks and like checking everything was going.
Were you out somewhere?
We were in Cornwall.
Oh, in what?
Last weekend.
Did they go for the weekend?
They came down for a night, yeah. They didn't stay in her house, they stayed somewhere else. But they came down to Cornwall for
really
a
nice.
night. It was really nice, yeah. It was really nice.
Very wholesome.
It was quite wholesome, yeah. It all went well.
Good.
So the advice is, do introduce parents, I think.
I think so.
Because also if it doesn't go well, at least you know quicker.
Yeah, but that's why also when you start dating someone, I don't think it's a big thing introducing them to your parents. Because when
You love that.
No, I don't love that, but as in like, for me, it's not a big thing.
No, you shouldn't make it a big thing. No.
Just get hammered.
Yeah.
Get on
I
with it.
actually met Olivia's brother on our first date.
I thought you were sweating. I thought you were wet on your first date.
I was, yeah. Well, that needs some context. But I ended up meeting her brother on our first date. Because she had one of those things which I'm sure you'll be aware of, where you go on a first date, girls will
Line up someone to come and help them.
From what I hear, they make a backup plan.
Well,
or an
you were meant to
emergency
be my
exit
backup plan when I went on that date.
Oh, I was your backup plan.
You
yeah.
were fucking nowhere to be seen, were you? While I was sitting there desperate for a cigarette with a bloke who doesn't smoke, and I was basically scratching the table. I was going,
Oh, yeah. And then you were trying to text me, and I was
fucking, I don't know what you were doing.
doing something.
Replied 3 hours later while I was prancing around Soho.
Yeah, so her emergency exit plan was, I've got to go meet my brother. But then the date was going quite well, So she was like, oh, no, I've got to go meet my brother now. Do you want to just come with me? So then we both went to meet her brother on our first date.
That is quite sweet. Me and my sister do that.
Do you?
I'll say, call me now and pretend something's happened.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you'll answer the phone
Just put
and
it
go,
on the group chat,
what?
yeah. One of you ring me.
I've got to leave now? Oh, no. I'm having
Shame.
such a nice time. That's what you do?
Yeah.
That's good. It's good
Or when I
advice.
can't be asked to keep speaking to someone on the phone, I go, oh my God, my sister's ringing, I've got to go.
You've done that to me before, I've
Yeah.
just realised.
Sorry.
Okay, we're going to talk about trust in part 2, Liv.
Yeah.
And the stat this week is what percentage of people say that most people can be trusted?
Sorry, can you do that one more time?
What percentage of people say that most people can be trusted?
Oh, something probably really low, like 20%.
20%, you think low?
Yeah.
You think most people don't trust people?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What is it?
Well, I'm going to tell you in part 2.
Oh, sorry. I thought,
Okay,
sorry.
It's fine. We've only been doing this for 4 months. It's fine. Welcome back to part 2 of Private Parts. Would you like a collagen gummy?
Yes. I'd like a lot
Would you?
Yes.
This sounds like a sponsored start. It's actually not. I thought.
Do you
oh my
carry
God,
these?
They're huge.
Do you carry these around with you?
Collagen gummies, yeah. Look at them. I think you'd be into that because it's sort of skincare and
I love a bit of that. Oh gosh.
well-being.
Although,
What?
do you too?
Do whatever you want.
They're quite nice. It tastes like the placenta
How
ones.
are you getting on with that product, which is like arousal chocolate?
Oh well, that wasn't mine. That was a friend's. That was in another company.
Is that flying off the shelves?
I think so.
Viagra chocolate?
Yeah,
It is doing well, is it?
I would assume. That's not my brand.
Oh, okay. So you
Oh,
don't even give a fuck.
No,
Right. Okay.
those ones are much nicer.
They are nicer, aren't they? Do you want one? Come on. It's good for your skin, collagen.
That tastes exactly like that placenta but gummy that I ate.
I know, but collagen's meant to be good for your skin, although you are more of a fan of like
Salmon sperm.
Salmon sperm.
Yeah,
Do you still do that?
I'm actually going to have some today, but
No,
not salmon
are
sperm.
you really?
Yeah, not the salmon
Stop
sperm.
doing it.
No, what do you mean? It's called skin boosters. I'm not actually having the salmon sperm because it was a bit painful. But yeah, I just have these like.
How do they do the salmon sperm? Do they get a salmon and they sort of pin it down?
They get the salmon, they sort of like, do it in front of you, and then you choose the quantity that you'd like, and then you just.
Really? They hold a salmon over your face?
I'm sorry, when have you ever heard of anyone rocking up to the doctors and they've got a live salmon jizzing?
I don't know where you go. You've got too much time on your hands.
No, I don't, actually, Tom. I'm busy with my vibrations.
Hanging out with some of the other crew. Who are the other crew?
What, the other salmon sperm lovers?
Yeah.
There's a gang of us.
I saw Zara McDermott doing it the other day.
Thompson, yeah, and then Sam had it.
Had he? Has he had it done?
It's pretty popular stuff.
Shall I do it? Should we go and I'll do it?
I'll be totally honest, I think you're too much of a pussy. I think you'd find it really painful.
Why?
Because-
do they inject it?
Do you think, what did you think happened? Do you think you drink it?
I thought they just chuck it over your face.
I don't know what to say to that, if I'm totally honest.
Maybe I'll go and do some salmon sperm on my face.
We could try, do you want to try it?
So, where do they put it? Just anywhere?
In the jawline, here.
I'm not so sure.
Depends where you want it.
Stat. What percentage of people say that most people can be trusted?
I said 20%.
A new survey finds that on average across 30 countries, 30% of adults say that most people can be trusted. The highest trust are in China and India, where 56% say that most people can be trusted. The lowest is Brazil, Malaysia, and Turkey, where fewer than 15%.
Well, I'm not being funny, but you've heard the stories that happen in Turkey, haven't you?
Is that why you think trust
people
levels are
go
low?
in for a boob job and come up without their kidneys and their liver.
Yeah, that probably might affect the general trust levels in the country.
No, but
mightn't it?
that's very untrustworthy. Can you imagine?
Going in for a boob
That
job.
happened to a friend of mine.
Really?
Yeah, when I say friend loosely, it was a friend of a friend. Went in to have a boob job, came out, said they were amazing. Everything was fine, and she started to feel a bit sick. Anyway, went to the doctor, and they said they've taken your kidney out.
What?
Yeah, harvested her kidney. So I can see
You're
why.
nodding like that's a thing.
It's very common. A woman died recently, actually, in Turkey. She went for something.
Sorry, what?
How have you not heard this?
So you go to Turkey and you have a boob job, and while you're under general
They
anaesthetic,
nick all the rest of your organs.
They take your organs out.
Yeah. probably make bank on those.
It's not a bad idea.
But that is a terrifying thought. Everyone be careful, don't go to Turkey for bits and pieces.
Where are you going in Turkey that they're taking
You're
your
asking
kidney
as
out?
if I've been there. I don't know, but then so she then tried to contact this
What
place
can you do with
and
a
the whole place
kidney?
vanished. Sell it on. People are in desperate need of kidneys.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm sort of sorry. How have you not heard that?
So what did she have to do? Buy it back or get
no,
another
they'd
one?
sold it on the black market.
Buy a kidney on the black market.
Yeah, organs are very valuable.
Do you know how much?
How much does a kidney go for?
£128,000.
What? A kidney is
let's
worth
go on a day
128.
trip to Turkey.
Wow.
You could have a turkey. Well,
They can have my kidney for 128 grand.
Yeah, see, that's... Yeah, so if she would have paid what for the boob job? 8,000 or something? They've gone and given her some fake tits and taken her kidney out.
Fucking hell.
Loads.
That's terrifying.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to trust, I would be very... That's a huge thing though, isn't it? But isn't it weird how you kind of do blindly trust doctors? Like you don't really... I don't think about it. Like if a doctor says take this, you're like, all right then.
Do you think you would, anything a doctor said, you would do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's quite scary, isn't it? Because that means that they have such a position of power, don't they?
Yeah.
It's scary that you would do anything a doctor told you to do.
Well,
What about a dentist?
I was gonna
Would you do
say-
anything a dentist told you to do?
what do you mean?
If
Well-
you went into the dentist and you said, my wisdom tooth hurts, and he went, oh, that's absolutely fine. We'll sort it
Well-
out. Just pop your pants off and have a seat.
Let me have a look.
You'd probably do that.
Obviously not. I don't know if this story's a bit weird though, because it might look bad. I had a sort of strange thing with a doctor once.
Oh, God.
No, I don't know if this is actually too weird to say.
No, you have to say.
Anyway, he was a gynecologist,
Right.
and it's not one I'd ever
Was
been
he
to before.
Was he a licensed gynecologist?
I think he was because I was recommended him by a friend.
Was he in
anyway,
Turkey?
No, it wasn't. It was in Harley Street.
Did he have your lung out?
No. Anyway, he'd done all that, and then he was checking my boobs. So you get because I don't know if I can say this because it was a bit odd, and I think about it sometimes. I'm like maybe that shouldn't have happened.
Okay, right.
Anyway, he was checking my boobs because obviously you got to get a boobs checked for lumps. And then he sort of
That's not what a gynecologist does, though,
no,
is
but
it?
it was like a sort of all over whatever doctor. And then he sort of like did something with my nipples, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm meant to do that.
What did he do?
He sort of like
Flicked them.
tweaked my nipples. And afterwards, I sort of told someone that story, and they were like, I don't think they're meant to do that.
Well, maybe he was checking your nipples for cancer.
I don't think so.
Nipple cancer.
It felt a bit odd at the time. So
What did he do? Spit on them?
I mean, we're laughing, but it was a sort of weird situation. But yeah, I didn't.
What?
It was odd.
What? So what did he do to your nipples?
Well, he just sort of like tweaked them basically. I was like, oh.
So he checked and then-
he checked them doing all this, and then they were sort of like he just sort of went like that. it was very weird.
Like that? Like he was dimming a switch?
Yeah, basically.
And what did you do?
Well, I sort of sat there because I thought that was normal. But I told someone else, they were like, no, I don't think they should do that to your nipple.
But also, if you're going in to see a gynecologist, should he be checking your
Well,
breasts?
it was like a women's doctor who was checking everything because you
Right,
get yeah.
a women's doctor.
He
Is that
was-
what he called
He
himself?
was an older gentleman.
Fucking sex pest. I'm a women's doctor.
Most I'll be honest.
I specialise in vaginas and breasts. I'm a women's doctor.
That they are checking for discharge from the nipples.
There you go. So it is a thing.
That word makes me feel I
Discharge.
hate. Oh God, I hate that word. I don't know why.
No, so but at least you know that he was a legitimate doctor.
Well,
though.
now that has actually made me feel better. At the time, I was sort of. But is that for someone who's been breastfeeding? But he didn't. He wasn't. It was a bit. I don't know why I'm doing it now. Anyway. So yeah, I sort of blindly trust doctors. After that incident, I think I'll probably be a little bit more careful when they ask me to take my clothes off. But why are you? Are you quite a trusting person?
I have never had to take my clothes off in front of a doctor.
Have you not had your balls checked?
No, never.
I
I think I'm
you
too
sh-
young for that.
No, I think
What-
you should.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Should we do it now? Yeah, I think I'm too young for that, am I?
I don't know. I think it's better to get all this stuff
Or am
checked.
I actually in the your 20s is your high risk for testicular cancer?
Is it?
And then when you go into your 20s and 30s, I think is high risk testicular, and then 40s, 50s is high risk prostate, is what I was told.
We're not having your prostate checked on here. I can tell you right now.
No, we've got a few years before we need to do that.
But you should definitely. I think everyone
Wouldn't
should.
that be great though? If I had my prostate checked and I had like a little clip-on mic, and I was talking to you in the other room while I was doing it.
That's made me feel rather uncomfortable, Tom, if I'm totally honest with you. That's as bad as sharing vibrators.
Is it? Okay,
Sharing
fine,
doctor's
all
appointments.
right. Yeah, no, I think maybe I should have it done. I don't know.
I think you should. I think we should encourage everyone to get that sort of thing
We should,
checked.
yeah, you're right.
But trust is a weird one. I think I am quite trusting of people, but then I suppose they've ended, like, I have been fucked over by people, so then I get annoyed that I trusted them.
Yeah, but I agree with you, but I do also think it's still a better way to live your life, to assume the best, and then if something bad happens, you're disappointed. But it doesn't feel like a great way to go around, the world by just assuming everyone's bad. I think a nicer way to live would be to assume people are good, and then if you find out they're bad, then that's a shame. But I wouldn't want to be the kind of person that just like meets people and just goes, "Oh, I'm sure they're like a bit of a dick." That seems like a bad way to live.
No, but you can tend to pick up a vibe off someone if they're a bit of a knob.
Do you think you can pick up a vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah. What sort of vibe did you get from me when we first met?
Well, do you want me to say? Well, it was a bit of a weird situation when we first met, wasn't it, Tom? Which you've spoken about many a time.
But what vibe did you get, though?
Nervous Nancy. Crying in the bathroom. It was extraordinary. And then demanding a foot massage off my sister. I thought, this bloke is on one.
She gave me one.
She get a foot massage.
Yeah. A foot massage,
Stop bluntly after she gave me one.
That's not actually when we met, though. I think we met before that.
At the wedding.
No, there was a time before that I think we met.
But no, I don't go out and think everyone's gonna like, as in I see the good in people quite easily. Like I don't really, which is a good way to be.
I think so.
Okay, what about trust? I've got a question. If someone tells you something that says don't tell anyone, does that mean you do or you do not tell your boyfriend or your girlfriend?
I would probably tell my girlfriend, yeah.
What if it was something that could potentially affect her? Like, say you were friends with another couple and one of them cheated and you found out, but Olivia was like best mates with the girlfriend.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Does that make sense?
It's difficult, that, isn't it? Because then if you don't say anything and then it comes out, they're like, why didn't you say anything? And then you're in trouble and you haven't really done anything wrong. So I don't know. I actually don't know what the best thing to do in that situation is.
I think I'd rather not know. I hate when people tell me things and they go, don't tell anyone. I'm like, just don't tell me.
Yeah.
I think ignorance.
Really? I think you love all that.
No, I hate all that. Because then especially if you know something and it's going to actually come out and affect someone, it's really,
What would you do in that situation?
Just get drunk and tell everyone. Yeah, it's not great. No, I wouldn't, obviously. What would I do in that situation? I would tell the person that they had to own it. As in, come forward. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Threaten them with it slightly. If you don't, I will. No, joke, I wouldn't do that.
That's good. I like that. I genuinely don't know what the right thing to do in that situation is. That's quite intense.
But when trust within a relationship in terms of like what you tell each other is quite a big thing, especially, do you know what I mean? Like,
are there things that you think you should, like, in a complete happy like relationship, do you think you should have complete transparency about everything? Or do you think there are some things that it's okay to hold back?
What, like say previous people you've slept with?
Yeah, that, or like, I don't know, discussions around, I don't know what it would be, like money, or like, are there some things that you think it's okay to have some privacy around?
Yeah, I suppose. But like I personally, say Stephen and I had gone for dinner, or like had been invited to a dinner and there were loads of people. Anyway, there was someone there that he had like hooked up with or something. I would probably rather know that than sit there making small talk with someone who he was, sleeping with previously. Like that sort of thing I would rather know.
Right, okay. So you would expect him to say before the dinner,
if he said, just so you know, I did actually hook up with this person.
And would you be annoyed if once he said that? Or would you be like, thanks for telling me?
I'd say thank you for telling me. It's better that than sitting, do you know what I mean? I think
finding out afterwards.
Yeah, oh great, I was there with your ex for half an hour.
But how would you behave differently with her knowing that information?
You wouldn't, you would just be more conscious of certain things. Because if you're sitting there going on about something and she's in her head going, yeah, I know, because I used to be with him.
Oh, I see, right. Going on about, yeah.
I think one should be honest about that sort of thing.
That's interesting. That's good advice, actually. I like that. We have another listener story, which I'll read this time.
Because you're so good at it.
Because I can read.
Such a dick.
Hey guys, I'm in need of urgent help as me and the guy I'm dating currently aren't speaking. Basically, I've been seeing this guy for 6 months and everything has been going great. Last week, he asked if I could help him clear out his phone. Clear out his phone? As he's not so tech savvy. To which I said yes, of course. I was going through his apps and videos and deleting ones that I thought took up the most room when I noticed that his calculator app was taking up a load of storage. Where's this going? I thought this was odd, as my calculator app takes up next to nothing. So I went to his app store to see what was going on and suddenly realised that the calculator app was in fact a cover-up for secret files and photos. What? I took a couple of guesses at the password. It was the same as his iPhone password, lol, and I managed to get onto the app. Oh my God. I was shocked and disgusted to find hundreds of photos of naked girls. I soon realised that these were all photos of his ex-girlfriends. I quickly stormed out of his house and haven't been able to look at him in the eye since. Do you think we can work this out, or is this a relationship ender? Wow. Feel the tension in the room.
You know what it is? The weird part about that is the cover-up thing.
Well, this comes back to your issue about honesty, isn't it?
Do you think he was aware? Did you think he remembers they were there? Yeah, guys do remember the news of that, right?
I don't understand. Well, I'm in two minds here, because I think if he was... Why would he give his phone to his girlfriend and say, can you go through it, if he was worried about her finding that? He must have either forgotten they were there...
Or he didn't think she would find it.
He didn't think that she'd find it or care.
I would be upset if I found loads of nudes on my boyfriend's phone.
Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you?
Of course I would.
Yeah, that is bad. Yeah. But what if he genuinely just forgot they were there? And that's why he's
that's what I'm saying.
And that's why he's given his phone over to...
But do blokes really forget that you've got a load of nude photos on your phone? Probably not.
But why has he handed his phone over to be like, can you go through
Because he obviously thought he was clever with the app photo, with the calculator thing. Why don't you just hide them when you go on photos, as I do? There's like a hidden section.
That's what you do.
I'll be totally honest though, I went through this. I actually deleted... Listen, right, I used to recycle... I'll be totally honest, all right? I used to recycle nudes.
Right, here we go.
Listen, a few people have seen the same one.
Right.
But then when I started dating Stephen, I deleted all of them.
To get a fresh batch.
I'm so sorry to his mother. Deleted all of them and now just take new ones just for him. Just for him. Obviously just for him because he's my boyfriend.
Yeah, but they're fresh, holding a copy of today's paper.
They're wearing his t-shirt, sort of.
Does he insist on you holding a copy of today's paper?
Yeah.
So he knows that they're fresh.
He knows they're fresh. You want you to delete the old ones.
That's a great thing to ask, isn't it? I will only accept them if you're holding today's paper.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
You'd be fucking livid though, wouldn't you, if you found that on Stephen's phone?
Yeah, of course I would be. But it's such a...
But why?
Because you just don't...
What's wrong with it? Why?
Sorry, have you got loads of photos... You're going to get trouble with Olivia here. Have you got photos of your ex on there?
I don't have anything on my phone. Go through it. Just don't go on the calculator.
Oh, yeah, I would be.
What's that? It's just an innocent game of Snake. Snake and ladders. Why is it taking up 65 gigabytes? It's a Snake and Ladders app. Why does it take up a terabyte
Can I be totally honest? There's something a bit
Snake
odd.
And Ladders.
But that is something a bit odd about that whole calculator. That's a bit weird. There is
I think that's quite clever.
Yeah, but that's even snakier. There's on your photos, there's a hidden section. There's a hidden,
what are you suggesting?
So you can just hide them there. No, but if you don't want, say you're handing your phone around to your mates and you don't want them looking at them, just hide the photos in there. It doesn't need to be all sneaky.
Are you encouraging nudes?
No, I'm not
sure we should be encouraging that on this podcast, which, lest we forget, a lot of young women listen to.
I'm not encouraging nudes at all. And for the record, I never put my face in them and I never actually show too much. There's more suggestive photographs. Not that everyone needs to know that.
You cover your face with the paper.
Yeah.
Would it be worse if, when you found the vault, if there were pictures of you in the vault as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be worse. Because then it's like all of your girls stacking up together. God. That would be the pit.
That would be really scary.
I think that's a dumpable offence, if I'm totally honest.
Dumpable?
Yeah.
Dumpable.
But then
so that's the advice, dump.
I don't know. It depends how long you've been together. I mean, I suppose this is 6 months, all right. But it's like, have you past relationships and you've got like couples photos? Do you delete all of those? Because I didn't know I don't.
No, I tell you what, I haven't done that, but not because I want them on my phone, just because it would just take a long time to go through. And I don't know, I just haven't thought to like go through.
My only time I think about it is, when you scroll across and it goes, the memory.
I know.
And I go, delete.
And that's also happened, occasionally, your current partner is on your phone and a memory pops up from
and
like
it's like
5 years ago and it's a picture. And that's always awkward,
You can go
isn't it?
on, you know, when it says people and pets. I don't know why it's recognising pets, but you know how it recognises faces?
Yeah.
Just go on and find the face, delete the whole lot.
Is that what you can do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's interesting.
Am I on your people?
I don't know. Jamie is though, actually.
Delete.
Actually, there's some sort of rather strange people on here.
Who's on there? James Haskell?
Me, there's about 10 of me with all my different haircuts. Christ.
10 different versions of you.
10 different, yeah. Sober, not so sober. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, you can do it that way.
I didn't know you could do that. That's a good tip. So, dump or stay?
Because it's only been 6
This is our
months.
new game that we're playing.
Date or dump? I think because it's only been 6 months, it's kind of all right. If it was
Yeah.
2 years in and you found a collection of photographs of you along with every other
Yeah,
Tom, Dick and
he
Harry.
should have got rid of those.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's actually fair to say that it's definitely fair to say that if you break up with someone, you should delete all the nude photos you have of them.
Yeah,
Definitely.
unless you're getting back together. But I also think in this situation,
Like
you should
deleting like couple photos, whatever, but you should delete those like nude,
intimate photos.
Yeah, you should definitely delete those.
But also, I think you should just say I think she should ask the guy why he has them on there and why they're hidden in some bizarre app. Also, not techie. That sounds like a bit of a lie if he's managed to find an app that's a cover up.
Fucking hell, he sounds like a real.
Harry, is it you?
Yeah, this is a cover up, isn't it? The other thing that happened this week was that allegedly someone found a contract in of Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis
The breakup.
Kelce.
Yeah.
And somebody allegedly found a contract explaining
I think
what would happen when they break up.
I think that's a load of rubbish.
Do you think?
Yes.
But you also forget like how famous she is and how public those breakups are. There must be some kind of like PR strategy in place. Because when she breaks up with someone, it's like global news.
Yeah, but
so there must be some like.
Hopefully, this one she won't break up with, and she might actually marry him.
But, yeah, okay.
Oh,
But
like
she won't.
negative
She
Nancy
won't,
over
though,
there.
will she?
She might do. I think they look quite sweet together.
Yeah, but everybody thought that about the last one. Joe, what's his face?
I think it's bollocks. I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
No, but it is a sort of weird thing, though, isn't it? Having a
Yeah, it's very strange. Having a contract. Well, it's like a prenup, isn't it? Would you make someone sign a prenup?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm broke.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I
So-
think it's a bit of an old school thing.
I kind of disagree. Because I think if you say you were going to marry someone and they were like, and they came from loads of money, their
Yeah.
family were like minted, you know, generational wealth. And they were like, look, I'm really sorry, but, you know, everyone in our family has to do this just because my parents are paranoid that people only want to marry into us because of our money, etc., etc. Surely
I
you'd
mean,
be like,
I get that, but at the same time, I just think, isn't it
surely
like...
if you genuinely didn't give a fuck about the money and you just wanted to marry them, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's more of a principle thing. Like, do you really want to set the tone of your marriage on that, like making it about the financials? That's how I would look at it. Like, you're going into something, you expect to be with that person forever, but like you're almost jinxing it by saying, listen, if it fucks up, you're not having any of my money. I don't agree with it.
But do you not think it puts more pressure on a marriage that if two people are in a marriage, right, and they're thinking this is not working, and they're also thinking, but if we divorce, we're going to have to go through all the mess of who gets what. Whereas if they know that we've signed a prenup and if we divorce, we literally just walk away from each other. Do you not think that makes the whole thing a lot less stressful? Because I think a lot of the reason why people don't divorce is because they're like, I can't be fucked to go through the mess of
But I think
splitting everything in
I
two.
don't think it necessarily makes it that much simpler.
Well, divorces can be like really messy, can't they? Going through like money and assets and kids.
Yeah, it
and,
sounds like a fucking nightmare.
yeah. So I think knowing that you could, if you wanted to at any point, just say you're done and walk away and that would be the end, makes things a bit...
I don't know.
No?
I feel like I feel like it would be... I don't know. It would make me feel like the guy I'm with doesn't trust me.
We'll come back to trust. It's all come full circle around to trust again.
And he'd be fucking right. No, I'm joking. I would be trustworthy.
You are trustworthy. We're gonna do at some point, I think maybe next week or in the next couple of weeks,
A tour of Fulham.
tour of Fulham.
Tour de Fulham.
Tour de Fulham.
Of all the pubs.
Of you're gonna take us around Fulham.
I am.
And we're gonna we're gonna do the Liv Bentley
The
Fulham
CEO tour
tour.
of Parsons Green.
and we're gonna go to some of the famous It's like visiting the set of Friends, isn't it? We're going to go to the water fountain. We're going to look at the apartment. Also, what else is coming around the corner? Winter, Halloween. I got invited to a Halloween party yesterday, and I'm already thinking about what I'm going to wear.
What are you going to wear?
Might go as Hugh Edwards.
No.
It's actually a good idea for an outfit.
No.
So listen, we'll chat about that next week.
Perfect.
We'll get into winter outfits, leaves falling off the trees.
Offering blowjobs for doing the washing up, like Katy Perry.
Yes, spiced caramel lattes that people like you have in the winter from Starbucks. And we'll get into all of that plus more next week. Contact at privatepartspodcast.com, at Private Podcast on all the social stuff. Liv, do you want to say anything else?
I hope everyone has a lovely weekend and a good day. Because it's Friday the 13th. No bad luck.
Good day to you. And today is a big day for you, isn't it?
No, over. See you all next week. Bye.
Okay.